Baldoni sued Lively and Reynolds for $400 million.
Now in this lawsuit that he just filed again, this is the second lawsuit by Brian Friedman on behalf of Justin, they had nothing to do with that negative round of press that Blake suffered last summer, that it was organic.
Justin Baldoni just dropped a legal nuke on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, one lawsuit, and their carefully built empire is already crumbling.
And she was such a brat that she wanted to control every scene, wanted to see all the dailies, wanted to do her own cut and did her own cut of the movie. All this is very unusual for just an actress in the...
Blake thought a gag order would bury the truth, but the court said otherwise. Now, Baldoni has the upper hand and the kind of receipts that could burn Hollywood to the ground.
He is an egotistical...
Hollywood is already a dumpster fire, but the latest blast just tore through the polished facade of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, leaving nothing but smoke and damage control.
We just went through Justin's 179-page lawsuit, and I am shook.
This isn't Baldoni playing defense, it's an all-out offensive. A 170-page lawsuit stacked with receipts, dismantling the narrative piece by piece. Forget petty drama. This is a war over power, careers, and the future of Hollywood itself.
Blake Lively's complaint of harassment. He called me sexy. I felt so uncomfortable. Why would you do that?
Blake Lively accused Justin Baldoni of whispering that she smelled good and calling her sexy, spinning the classic helpless woman versus powerful man script the media devours. But then came the bombshells. Texts, footage, and contradictions that shredded her story to pieces.
I want to go over here to page 19, specifically in a text exchange pretty early on in the film process that really goes against the narrative and sort of story that Blake's sort of telling of how they are. I feel well played today. I feel the same. It's such a good feeling to get work done that we're proud of. To do this together. This is Blake Lively texting, and it just clicks when we find it. And this is just as rewarding as filming it or editing or marketing it or releasing it. This is all storytelling. This is why we do it.
One of the wildest twists? Blake's own texts. In messages pulled by Justin's legal team, she casually called herself a ballbuster, a word that would have been front page outrage if Justin had ever used it. Their dynamic wasn't fear or tension. It was banter, collaboration, and casual ease.
During the harassment phase, mind you. This is her very grateful. Justin loves this. Thank you so much. It feels good. I like sentimental Blake, he says.
Blake praised Justin, sent warm messages about how much she loved working with him, and never once hinted at discomfort. Hardly the behavior of someone afraid of her director. And while that looked friendly on the surface, the real betrayal was brewing elsewhere. Ryan Reynolds, who started out praising Baldoni like a brother in arms, was plotting his own twist.
And I'm like, we are dealing with a sociopath who literally called you a predator. Let's all be happy with difficult. So I really want you to process what they cut out to make him look like a predator. They cut out the complete admission that they don't know what happened on set.
Months later, Ryan went from calling Justin a wonderful collaborator to branding him a predator unfit for Hollywood. The shift was so sharp it raised eyebrows everywhere. In between, friendly texts where Justin gushed about Ryan and Blake's relationship and even joked about bringing literal baggage to a meeting. Nothing predatory, just admiration.
The Justin text to Ryan. Hey Ryan, Justin Baldoni here, the guy who brought his literal baggage to his meeting with your wife. I asked Blake for your number well over a month ago and have wanted to text you for a while now.
And Justin even mentioned that Blake took the project because she admired how much he adored his wife. Not exactly the behavior of a man scheming to wreck a marriage. Ryan agreed, praising Justin as a partner and giving Blake credit for creative instincts that shaped his own best work. At that point, it was nothing but respect between them.
I guess this is just an awkward text to say, I'd like to be friends. I'm happy there's no check yes or no box. Blake also sent the sweetest message to my wife unprompted, saying something similar, which just made me respect her and your union even more.
But by July, Ryan slammed the brakes and flipped the script so hard it shook the industry. Out of nowhere, he launched a full-on character assassination, telling Justin's agency that Baldoni was a predator, demanding he be banned from the premiere, and insisting no one wanted him around.
Reynolds was unwilling to consider any counter-narrative. Reynolds reiterated that Baldoni should not attend the premiere on August 6th, stating no one wants him there. When Baldoni's agent shares this conversation with Baldoni and Heath, both are disturbed by Reynolds' continued efforts to damage Baldoni's reputation within the agency.
And this wasn't just Ryan taking a stand. It was a calculated attempt to blacklist Justin from Hollywood. And when his own agent pushed back, Ryan shut down every conversation that didn't fit his version of events. Layer after layer, the scandal deepens, and the industry is now staring at one of its ugliest rulebook rewrites in real time.
Get more of Taylor Swift as well, as she basically is attempting to rewrite the rooftop scene, famous scene in the book, a scene she later acknowledges that Ryan Reynolds wrote, which he would have written during the strike.
The rooftop scene, one of the book's most iconic moments, has become a smoking gun. Rewriting anything during the strike was a major WGA violation, and if Ryan really tweaked it, he's in hot water. But the story gets shady fast, because Blake herself can't keep her timeline straight.
She writes this long piece to sort of justify why they help her be seen more, and she doesn't give a shit anymore. She's got to stop worrying about people, what they think. They know how I'm not always as good at making sure I'm seen and utilized for fear of threatening egos or fear of affecting the ease of the process. They don't give an S about that.
First, Blake went on record, saying Ryan had written the rooftop scene. Then, just 6 days later, in a private email, she suddenly claimed the scene had been finished before the strike even started. Which version is true? And why was she shifting the story? Behind the curtain, the lawsuit alleges Ryan wasn't just marketing the film, he was practically running it.
This is against Blake, Ryan Reynolds, and their PR hack. And what they're alleging is that they had nothing to do with that negative round of press that Blake suffered last summer, that it was organic, but that they did have internal PR meetings about what they might have to do.
He allegedly controlled promo shoots, micromanaged PR strategy, and even dictated how the movie was framed to the public. The more Blake pulled strings on set, the more Ryan pulled strings off it. And standing in their way? Justin Baldoni. That's why Blake's entire case now rests on one whispered moment.
Blake had spent the entire prior year trying to wrest control of this movie away from Justin Baldoni. It was his film. He was the director. He's the producer. He's the one who found the book and got the idea for it. And she was such a brat that she wanted to control every scene, wanted to see all the dailies, wanted to do her own cut and did her own cut of the movie. All this is very unusual for just an actress in the film.
According to Blake, Justin leaned in on set and whispered, "You smell good." A remark she claimed crossed the line. That was the spark that ignited headlines, fueled outrage, and shoved Justin's career into the fire. But now, his lawsuit just dropped a nuclear counterpunch. The whole exchange was caught on camera, and the footage tells a different story.
Points I want to really point out. This one here, during the whispering on set, out of character, where Justin's saying, "You smell good," he breaks down in vivid detail what actually happened.
Legal filings dated January 30th, 2024 reveal the high-def set cameras caught everything, video and audio. And instead of a creepy, unsolicited whisper, the footage allegedly shows Blake herself mentioning the strong smell of her spray tan, even apologizing for it casually in conversation. In other words, Justin's crossing the line moment may have never even happened.
This is the unchoreographed kisses scene, but before that, I want to get the...
You're right there.
Yeah, here it is. She keeps arguing and directing the scene during it. She keeps talking about, Ryan and I like to keep talking. This is all happening during this dancing scene.
Justin's response? Simple. It smells good. Not whispered, not suggestive. Just a casual reply to something Blake brought up first. So here's the real question. If Blake knew the cameras caught it all, why didn't she acknowledge the footage from the start? If her case was solid, why lean on a retelling instead of the actual clip?
Baldoni laughs and shakes it off, but Lively once again starts talking about how her husband can't not talk. "I think that's cute. I think it's more than cute," she responds. She continues arguing, trying to direct him for the scene while they're supposed to be in character filming the scene.
From the moment it ends with us. Began filming in 2022, Blake was gunning for creative control. According to the lawsuit, she demanded full access to the dailies, the raw footage editors and directors used to shape the film. That kind of power is almost never granted to actors, but Blake wasn't taking no for an answer.
Saying, she's writing him, "Hey, would you mind giving me access to the dailies? I'm curious which takes you like, the scenes you showed. My manager flew across the visit tomorrow. He heard all about it from Warren. I'd love to show him. I appreciate you. Maybe slammed to make this happen, but maybe someone else can facilitate. Thanks so much."
A leaked text from July 10th, 2023 shows Blake messaging Justin's assistant director. "Can you send me full access to the dailies? I want to review all takes before they're locked." Justin's team pushed back, reminding her this wasn't standard protocol. Instead of backing down, she doubled down, asking who she needed to pressure to override the decision.
This is her harasser that she had such a problem with. She's now just trying to early exert control.
Leaked studio memo goes further. Blake allegedly demanded input on the final cut of the film, despite having no producer or director credit. And when the studio refused, she pivoted. Suddenly, Justin wasn't a collaborator. He was difficult and unprofessional. And right around the time she lost that power struggle, her accusations against him started to escalate.
Lively and representatives were not only deeply involved in the attempted takedown and smear campaign of Mr. Baldoni, Wayfair Studios, and their teams, but that they themselves initiated it. Now, what this actually means is that all those TikToks and metadata that we've been reporting on, and so many of you guys have been reporting on, it's been making it.
While Team Blake was busy waging a digital smear campaign, the real battle was happening in court. On February 5th, 2025, the first hearing took place, and the judge wasted no time cutting through the noise. He warned both sides to stop turning the press into a weapon of manipulation.
Court hearing ended, and the judge made it clear to not keep commenting to the public. Yet now Blake Lively and Justin's team continued to talk to the public.
But within hours of leaving the courtroom, Blake's lawyers went running to TMZ. They branded Justin's lawsuit a sideshow meant to distract from harassment claims, declared Blake ready to fight, and even suggested the judge had ruled in her favor. Problem is, the actual filings tell a very different story.
Made a movie, but the way you've treated Justin in all this absolutely has damaged his career. And just because you make allegations, we're learning that doesn't mean they're all.
In reality, Blake's team lost every single major request. First, they tried to have Justin's lawsuit tossed. The judge said no. The case had enough merit to move forward.
Sources on the other side, close to Justin, tell TMZ, the judge did not rule in Miss Lively's favor. What they had asked of the court was a gag order for Blake not to be deposed by Brynan and for the entire case to be dismissed. None of that.
Next, they argued. Blake shouldn't have to sit for a deposition, claiming the stress was too much. Denied. Then they demanded a gag order to silence Justin, barring him from speaking publicly. Denied again. The reality? They're losing control fast. The court will review Justin's evidence, Blake will testify, and Justin can keep speaking out. The question now, when they face off again, will the truth finally explode, or will Hollywood find a way to rewrite the script?